that the latest figures show that the average energy bill is going to be £3,850 a year by the end of the year. By January, it's going to increase again, likely, and it could be £500 a month. This isn't people who are struggling. This isn't people who need a long-term economic plan, carefully thought through, if you like, timed with the next election to sort of ease them out of this crisis. These are people who need help now, who cannot afford to eat. Half of them can't afford to cook their own food. So we were hearing from someone who runs a food bank. You know, they can't afford to have food that's going to need heating up because they just can't pay for that. Duncan's been in touch. He's concerned he's going to lose his business because he runs an aquatic business and the weekly electricity cost is going to more than double. I mean, these people need immediate help, which Rishi Sunak is not offering.
Well, if I may, that's exactly why I've set out what has already happened this month with the national insurance threshold and the £400 on energy bills, and there is more help for pensioners and for people living with disabilities as well. But this is why curbing inflation, getting a grip on inflation, is the #1 priority for Rishi, because it is inflation that is driving these prices. Inflation is driving the prices up. This is what inflation is. And so that's why it's so critical that we get a grip on inflation. And by the way, this is happening across the world. We've seen the news in the States overnight about the rise in interest rates there. This is happening across the world. These are global pressures. But Rishi has already demonstrated the measures he can take to help people, and there will be more as we go through. As I said, the one thing people cannot take away from Rishi is that throughout the pandemic, he showed his willingness to both listen but analyse the situation and then act quickly. If you think how quickly the furlough scheme was set up, how quickly small business grants for businesses were set up, that saved 11.6 million jobs. It saved over 1 million businesses through the pandemic, and it is precisely that expertise that Rishi will be bringing to the cost of living crisis in the coming months.